I'd like you guys to let me know in the comment section, especially if you even stay in any of these areas, where you think is a better option. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ogonna. If you're new, if you're not new, thank you so much for stopping by again. And if you're new, please make sure you subscribe and join the family. We will be happy to have you. Today's video, as I'm sure you can already see by the title, is a video comparing Lagos and Abuja. And I know that some people might beg to differ on some of the things I'm about to say, which is totally fine. I mean, we're different people, we have different experiences, so it's okay, we have different opinions as regards certain things, and that's totally fine. So if you're going to disagree with anything I'm saying, it's fine, you can do so in the comment section, but please, there's no point being rude to me or to anybody else in the comment section. I would also want to quickly mention that to make the comparison easy, I decided to create headings. So I'm going to make my comparison under these different headings. So let's begin. I'll talk about Abuja first because that's where I have more experience in. And then I'll talk about Lagos. Lagos is basically hearsay, what people have told me, people who have been there, people who have moved from there to Abuja and stuff like that. I'm going to start with accommodation because I feel like you need to have a roof over your head before you start discussing certain other things. So let's get our priorities right. So accommodation is the first thing. Now, in both Lagos and Abuja, I'd like to believe that it is possible for you to get accommodation no matter what your budget is, as long as it's reasonable anyway. I think a reasonable budget starts from like 300k and above. And I feel like Lagos people will be screaming if they hear this because they can't relate. But anyway, I'm not trying to shade anybody or anything, but I think that in Abuja, from 300k and above, you can get decent accommodation in certain areas. The only thing now is just that it might be a bit distant, maybe from where you're going to work or stuff like that. But in Lagos, I just feel like that amount cannot get you a habitable place to live. In Lagos, I'm going to say that a reasonable amount to begin with would be like from 500k and above. But I think that that's not the case in Abuja. I think the accommodation is cheaper in Abuja, if you ask me anyway. But then based on what I have seen here and what I've heard from people in Lagos, I think that accommodation is cheaper in Abuja. The next thing on my list is transportation. First and foremost, right, before I talk about transportation, I just want to quickly say that in Lagos, having a car is sort of like a luxury, because tell me why you're going to be paying bills of like 10k, 15k within Lagos state. Ask me why. I really don't want to shade Lagos people, but I just feel like there are lots of things that I just find myself commenting about, and I'm just like, it's okay, don't lose focus, face what you came here to do. So I'm going to talk about like transportation based on public transportation, and then private public transportation, and then private transportation. And these are different things. Public transportation is like buses, taxis. Then private public, I'm not giving it this name, I don't know if there's a name for it, but then it's Bolt, Uber, Rider, and the rest of them. That's for public private. Then you have private transportation, so it's like your car or whatever, you get my point. So it's safe to conclude that because there's more traffic in Lagos, you tend to spend more on transportation because it takes you a longer time to get to where you're trying to get to. But in Abuja, this is not necessarily the case. There is traffic only during rush hour, but in Lagos, you can meet traffic at any time. I mean, traffic might be less depending on the time of the day, but generally speaking, it's easy for you to meet traffic in random places in Lagos more than in Abuja. Even for private transportation, because then there is also the cost of fuel. So if it takes you longer to get to where you're going to, obviously it's going to cost you more. So I think that Lagos costs more. So yeah, when it comes to transportation, I also think that Abuja is cheaper, if you ask me, when it comes to transportation compared to Lagos. Third thing on the list is making it. I don't know why this topic is funny, but when I mean making it as per opportunities in life, that's just the best term I could come up with. So opportunities in life and, you know, just career growth and all those kind of things. I think that for this one, there is more opportunity in Lagos compared to Abuja. And if you know me, there's something I always say when I talk about Lagos. I always say that the population is the advantage and the disadvantage, because the fact that there are a lot of people means that there is a target market for almost anything you can think of, because there's just a lot of people, so there are a lot of options, you understand. And then it's a disadvantage because there is traffic and some of all those other things. In Abuja, when it comes to options, career growth, opportunities in life, I feel the opportunities in Abuja is limited because there are less people, so it means that there is less demand for whatever services it is you're trying to render because there are less people involved, if you understand what I mean. It's really just basic supply demand. If there is more demand, then of course it's easy to make more money. So just as simple as that. So I think for this particular category, I think that Lagos is a better option when it comes to career growth, opportunities, and things pertaining to blowing or making it. The next thing on the list is feeding and cost of food in general. This depends on where you get your food from. If you're the person who would go to like a regular market and buy your food from there, like buy raw food and then cook it, I think that the cost of that in Lagos and Abuja will be relatively the same. But if you're the person who would do a lot of buying food from like restaurants and places like that,
it's definitely going to be a little bit more expensive.
But then I think that restaurants in Abuja are a lot more cheaper than restaurants of the same standard in Lagos. Because you see restaurants that have branches in both Lagos and Abuja, and then you check their menu, and then for some reason the one in Lagos is just like a couple of thousands more expensive, and you're just like, why? It's the same place. I think it just comes with the location, even though again there is also the fact that in Lagos, when you're talking about certain things like this, you have to talk about like the mainland and the island. I know that the cost of living in those areas are different. That's why I emphasized restaurants of the same standard, because if you see certain restaurants on the island, you can get restaurants of the same standard in Abuja and they don't cost as much. You understand? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to conclude this point by saying that know your pocket, know where you're going to, and life is easy. This is the final point, and it's really about range of entertainment. I think for this one, I'm also going to give it to Lagos, because Lagos has more options when it comes to, relaxation and enjoyment compared to Abuja. Abuja is still coming up when it comes to some of these things, and these are like things that probably Lagos already has like way back, like long time ago is when you now see them popping up in Abuja. So when it comes to entertainment, enjoyment, range of activities and things to do, just to relax, chill, have a good time, I think that Lagos has more options compared to Abuja. That's basically it. This video was supposed to be like super chilled. It's not that deep, so don't take anything in this video personal. Obviously, before you go to anywhere, if you're planning to move to either of these two places, do your research. Also, I think the point you are in your life could also matter when it comes to making this kind of decisions as regards to location and where you're going to. Also, what you do for a living. Just consider what you think is important to you and then make your choice. Let me also know in the comment section which place you think you prefer to go to, because some people might prefer to go to certain places to chill, but they may not want to live there. So when it comes to Lagos and Abuja, where would you rather live? Where would you rather chill? So just let me know in the comment section and let's talk. Let's have a good time. Do well to share this video, drop your comments, like this video because it helps other people see the video as well. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.